good in here? Comment down below, let me know if I'm lying. Movie night back with another classic. I'm your host, Easy. Welcome to Car Language. And before me, we have a 2015 Mercedez Benz GL350 Bluetec. And to the left of me, we have 2016 Cadillac Escalade. And it's my Cadillac Escalade. Go check out that review I did on my Cadillac Escalade. Before we start, is the fit matching the beats, or is the beats matching the fit? Y'all let me know. Comment below. Let's take a look at the keys. Again, Cadillac key. They both weigh. I really feel like we have push button start in it, so they should have definitely redesigned the key. It's still nice, but again, it's a very old key. I remember way back when these keys are in many models, old models as well, but it's a bit heavier than the Caddy's key. I love the Caddy key better. To me, it's more of a preference, and it's also depending on your past and what type of feel you prefer. Let's elaborate on that. So as we take a look, looking at both, the Mercedes definitely is a lot more subtle. The grille, very nice, very slick look, as to where the Escalade is more of a loud nice. Definitely stands out a lot more. And that's kind of why I went with the Escalade. I was actually considering a GL. It's just something about the Escalade. The Escalade has that status, and that's kind of why I went with Cadillac. Again, this is just my opinion, my preference, my choice. I love the Mercedes. A lot of features, pretty much the same features. Again, for a basic model, not bad at all. The drive, is what I like about the Mercedes. As we take a look at the headlights, again, very subtle, clean. This is more loud. We got a lot going on, a lot more detail. Again, the front does rob the show from the Benz, Cadillac that is. As we take a look at the Cadillac's grille, fun fact, I washed both of them right before this video. I washed the Mercedes first, and as I'm scrubbing the emblem, and I'm like, all right, cool, Mercedes, this is nice, this is real nice. And then I got to the Cadillac, and I was scrubbing the emblem, the Cadillac emblem, and I just said, you know, that's nice, the emblem, but when it comes to Caddy, it's just the whole grille. Another show stealer. Cadillac did their thing. Again, they just had so much to offer for a base model, a lot more than what Mercedes did. Again, I'm not trying to downplay them, downgrade the Mercedes. Is just kind of giving you a reason why I chose the Cadillac versus the Mercedes. As we take a look, I gotta say, the side of the Benz to me is a lot nicer. I love the lines, as to where the Escalade is a bit flat. They both have the running boards stable. Again, they're not censored. These are the base models. Also, I love the detail on these mirrors. These are your signal lights. Cadillac's is a bit more subtle. Mercedes is more sporty. As we take a look at the hood, love the hood. I love these vents. Sporty, basic. I prefer this hood. Can you imagine like a roof scoop on an Escalade? Fire. Start thinking, Chevy. A lot of chrome. I love this whole splash of small dots for that grip on the Benz, to where the Cadillac is just a long plastic piece. It doesn't look as good as it does here in the Mercedes. Again, we have chrome on both handles. Another part I would like to mention, I love how Mercedes, they were a bit ahead of their time by just blacking out this whole window piece, as to where the Escalade didn't. They kind of left this white pillar here. I wish they would have eliminated that. That tends to give a vehicle a lot more character. They're now starting to kind of integrate that. Cadillac 22s. Love the 22s. Again, this is a base model, and look at the kind of wheels they give you. Mercedes, these are 20-inch wheels. They don't look bad, but is a Mercedes, I wish they kind of, you know, some 22s as well. Give me some 22s. A lot of meat going on in these tires. Again, this is the base model, but 2015, you see what Escalade is doing. This is the only competition because the X7 wasn't out yet. So Mercedes was the top contender towards Cadillac. So I feel like for a base model, they should have definitely gave you a bigger wheel. It's a lot of those little things they should have just added on to be a base model. As we take a look at the rear of the Mercedes, really nice, a lot of chrome. I would say too much chrome, but it works. One stain that was major for me was this rear windshield wiper. As we take a look, the Escalade has it hidden. I love that finished touch by Cadillac. As we check cargo is pretty much the same, the cubic feet. You do have your spare, same as the Cadillac, and you do have control switches to bring down the third row. Everything is automated, of course. As we climb in the back, let's take a look at the door panel. Nice. I don't mind this. I actually think that the Cadillac's interior is a lot nicer, but when you got leather with a little bit of wood, it's not a bad interior. It's definitely a beautiful interior. As we take a look inside, you got 2 cup holders in the middle. This one does come with sunroof. To access the rear third row seating, push this button here, and as you can see, the front driver's seat will lower forward and everything will pretty much handle itself. Now to put the seat back to its position, you just push. It's a bit heavy. Someone who's semi-weak, you definitely got to put some type of force in it. You have to reach a lever here to adjust it back. Intuitiveness. They know that anyone who buys this car for the most part is going to have a family. So this loop here that you can pull forward, you can vacuum the seats inside. Nice touch by Mercedes. You definitely have decent leg room. The front is where I'd be sitting. I love this cutout for your knees for extra leg room. As far as cargo goes, we have some storage on the door panels. We have 2 nets on the driver's seat and the passenger seat as well. As we take a look in the middle, again, intuitiveness, a small pocket here, and if you push this, you'll get an ashtray. Funny, they don't have a lighter back here, but these are your control switches. Surprisingly, there are no heated seats back here. A lot of vents. You got some up here. I love how they utilize the pillars by putting more vents here. You can also control it. As we take a look at the infotainment system, this little knob here controls your screen. Don't really like that, so you can pretty much scroll through everything. The navigation is definitely, the picture is like one of the first GPS systems. Don't really like it there. It's not touchscreen. That's a big minus from Mercedes Benz compared to the Cadillac, where the Cadillac has Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and it's touchscreen. The star button here is your home button, and this clear star button is to turn the screen off. So we're gonna turn the screen on, and we're gonna scroll through your options. Now when we press back, again, we can scroll. You move the wheel up and it'll bring you to that system part of the menu. 1 up on Escalade on that one. As far as the infotainment system, is very finicky. I'm not gonna hold you guys. Definitely the Escalade kind of stole the show there. As far as everything else though, it does look nice in here. Here's your gear shifter. I love this gear shifter more than the Escalades, I gotta say. It's definitely cleaner, nicer. I love the speed gauges. Definitely a sporty look in here. There's certain things, again, it fits the character of the SUV. Harman and Kardon stereo system sounds very good. We got leather and wood mix. Splash of polished chrome. And now let's take a spin in the 2015 Mercedes Benz GL350 Bluetec. So driving the GL350. This definitely has a lot of safety features, blind spot, etc. Alright, I look good in here. Comment down below, let me know if I'm lying. First impression, the steering is not as vague. It's definitely a lot more sharp, more on point, rather than the Caddy. Again, go check out that video. I'm not gonna lie, I like the way this drives better than the Cadillac. Definitely feels a lot more sporty. As far as the torque goes, it's definitely there. Oh yeah, it's there. And I'm gonna assume the 0 to 60 is pretty much the same. Turning feels real good, real good. It's smooth. It's definitely a livable situation. I was a bit curious. I didn't think it'd be that comfortable in here because the seats look tighter. Punch it a little bit. Definitely smooth. Love the insulation in here. You're definitely disattached from the outside. As we take the curves, you definitely feel a lot more secure on the curves driving the Mercedes versus the Cadillac. The Cadillac does feel like it could flip. If I would have drove this before the Cadillac, the driving part would have had me sold. Again, and it's nice. The wood in here, the materials, they definitely look nice from the driver's perspective. It looks very, very sporty. For a minute, you can forget that you're driving a big SUV. It picks up too. It feels faster than the Cadillac, definitely. Cadillac is fast, but it's more like a brute fast. This is a fast for an SUV, but it feels sporty fast. I love the hood vents. That was definitely a great touch by Mercedes. It kind of resembles the McLaren SLR. You do have lane keep assist, forward crash collision warning. Again, I love the way it absorbed the bumps. It's a very, very smooth ride. The control stocks feel very, very good. I'm gonna make this U-turn right now, let you guys know what I think about the turning radius. For a long wheelbase, definitely got a nice turning radius. I like the way it pick up. Definitely feels like you're at a gravity of a sedan versus a SUV. The owner tells me he has zero issues. Granted, he hardly drives it, but that would be my only concern buying a Mercedes over the Cadillac. Cadillac could be expensive, but I don't think as expensive as Mercedes, only because it's German parts versus American parts, and also the maintenance. I believe the Cadillac is way more reliable, and that's why I do my best to go with American. Definitely a livable situation. I can see myself going far in this car. Now, which do you guys prefer? Comment down below. Let me know. Me personally, I'll take the Cadillac only because I've been buying American cars for the longest. It's my personal preference. Don't get me wrong, I do love this. It's subtle. It has your needs, your wants. It looks very nice, definitely that. But it's just something about that Escalade badge, that Cadillac badge, and the Escalade. The Escalade has that presence. I feel like Mercedes didn't give us that type of presence. My bad, y'all. I had to take my bow tie for this one. I'm a bit more comfy here. I don't want to say Mercedes dropped the ball when trying to compete with the Cadillac. I guess it just goes to show that Cadillac has always been Cadillac. That's pretty much the way to sum it up. Smooth, it moves. I'm gonna link the review on this below, just in case you guys want to see it in detail. I definitely reviewed this Cadillac. Again, very smooth. It feels like you're on a cloud. I like the sporty look only because prior to buying a Cadillac, I've been doing the Chargers, etc. So I definitely let that feel. But this is beautiful. This is definitely something different. It's almost like when you jump from I would say if you got a sports car already, you could, this is something different. Like you jump in it and it's like, all right, at least I got both. I got comfort and I got sports. I got to remind myself, from owning a Camaro, I don't know whether to call it muscle or sports, but it's best of both worlds, so I'm gonna consider that a sports car. But this is nice. This is nice. I would say the Mercedes, but I don't know. Cadillac just killed it. Cadillac is Caddy. It is what it is. Caddy is Caddy. I'm gonna say it like it is. I love this truck. I definitely love this truck. I could see myself being a consistent owner of a Cadillac. Very smooth. Again, I feel like it's more insulated. Granted, the Benz, they wanted to give you that sport feel. That's kind of what the German cars are. They comfy. Mercedes, the S, depending on what you're going for, I'm sure the S6 trays are comfortable, but just so they could give you that sports feel, it's gonna feel a bit more rough, where pretty much any Cadillac car will be comfortable for a long haul, etc. On that note, I'd rather go for this. I know I keep constantly repeating it, but I don't know. This is just my preference. Again, nothing wrong with the Benz, and I don't mean to be very critical. I appreciate anybody who let me borrow their cars to review them. I appreciate that very much. But I'm gonna call it like it is, because it's gonna be that person that has a Mercedes and say, well, it's not that. So I'm gonna try my best to give you my point of view and for the most part the facts. The facts are that this is the comfortable car. Like, I'm hearing that over there in other countries, people are starting to love American cars more. I'm gonna assume the Dodge, the Chargers, the Hellcats, etc. That right there is like becoming a lot more appealing and a lot more preferable, only because of the brute force, the sound, performance, etc. Muscle been back, and people have been navigating somewhat away. Now, beaming at, what is it, that MCSI, I believe, that right now is killing the game. That car is really, really fast. And a couple of people then told me, why you haven't reviewed a BMW. Honestly, I want to review something really top notch. I want to get that pure M5 drive. I want to know what that feels like versus just renting something or coming across something basic. I want that experience, and that's kind of why we've been holding off on a lot of cars. I want that top-notch full experience to give you guys my point of view on how that type of car feels. It just slowing down. I wanted to come to a stop just so I could give you guys my point of view on how it feels when you just stopped at the light. I guess everything in here it feels luxury. They're both, I'm sure they both have their flaws as far as the interior goes, but I'm gonna be honest, the Mercedes feels a lot more tight, less of stuff breaking or plastic parts coming off. That's where the American cars show the Americanness. Those pieces start popping out from time to time. And it's funny, there's one right here next to me, a GL. Again, it just looks very, very too subtle. This, if that's what you want, cool. A lot of people tend to kind of navigate away from the Caddy because it's too loud. Where you pull up with a Benz and, it's a Benz at the end of the day, but it's not, a Cadillac pulls up and, people ready to salute you. Understand? This is very Prezi. Where Benz is is, you know, guy has a family, he got good taste. But it's more like, you know, people are more interested in this. I'm just assuming it's that presence. It's definitely that presence. You see me coming. You know, you see me hop out. When you see me hop out, you see what it is. Is that, I don't know, that feel. And it is what it is. And regardless of how many of them there are on the road. Say somebody's in the market for an SUV and 10 Cadillacs pull up and 10 GLs pull up. I have a feeling that, you know, people are going to be curious with the GL, and it's going to be some things that they like, but I think this is going to be the one. They're going to say, no, as far as drive and tech, this is where it's at. Again, due to the 20-inch wheels, it does feel a little more harsh to ride, definitely that, but it's comfy. You can always change that, get some bigger tires. I've seen these where they starting to, you know, put them like off-road type. I wouldn't do that. I like the way this truck is, you know, the way it is. I'm not doing off-road anyway. But it's a nice experience. Both. Me preferably, I'd rather have this one. Hope this video was useful to you guys. Stay tuned, more content coming soon. Car Language. I'm out.